Saturday, September 13th, 3:30 p.m. New York time. Welcome back, investors, to Winning Wall Street's Money. This is a two-part video. So the first part was on the yields, U.S. Treasury yields. And this part would be on the currencies. So again, I recommend you look at the other video first on the yields to have a better perspective because they correlate with each other. That being said, look at the US dollar index first. The key word is index, US dollar index. This is a futures derivative. It trades in the futures exchange. There's more than one futures exchange in the United States. This trades on the ICE exchange. The company that created this index has several currencies in it. That's the key word, index. There's more than one currency in it. So we'll look at those currencies that are in the index and a few additional ones. This is a 5-year chart. Look at the bottom left. That was the low from 2021. And the top center was the high, 2022. That was a strong markup phase between those 2 years. And then from the high, got marked down into this huge consolidation, building energy to run up to the end. And then this year, marked down, declined. Now in a consolidation phase, building energy, likely to continue going lower. That being said, dollar decline. If you earn income from the US dollar, you're paid in US dollars, your buying power is weaker. For the week, look at that, close red, lower high, lower low. Look at these past weeks, huge wicks on the top. Rejection, 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 and little bodies, dodgy candles, distribution. Smart money still selling, expecting it to go lower. They're speculating to go lower. They could be wrong. Again, typically, if you lower the Federal Reserve overnight lending interest rates, that has a negative effect to reduce and bring down the value of the dollar. First, when they raise it, strengthens the dollar. So if you, again, watch the part one and understand what's occurring in the next few days, you have better insight. So now we know we're very close to the lows of this year for the US dollar index, coming way down from the highs. Let's look at the major currencies inside the US dollar, plus some of the other ones I mentioned. These currencies I'm going to show you, they trade in the futures markets, and some of them would be from the Forex market. The symbol top left, if it has a /6, that's the futures exchange, the CME. And the letter is the symbol. So again, the dollar index, that was on the futures ICE exchange. This is the futures CME exchange, CME group exchange. So we're looking at the euro. The euro is the largest weighted currency in the US dollar index. It has a big impact on the dollar. Again, top left, the high, back in 2021, the bottom, 2022. Well, the euro is going up in value. They're gaining strength against the US dollar. For the week, green, higher high, higher low, going back towards the high of the year, on target. Japanese yen, the second largest weighted currency in the US dollar. Yep, look at the top left. Been declining for years. Past 5 years, last year was the low. And since then, it's building energy, going higher, higher lows. Yep. So this past week, green, higher high, higher low, big body engulfing several. anticipating this to go higher. So we had that red bearish pin bar that prior week. We tested it and formed this big engulfing candle. Yen, anticipating it to go higher. You could buy stock ETFs on currencies and invest in them. You don't have to necessarily just trade in them. Yeah, you could buy those stock ETFs instead of physically holding the currencies. You can hold stock ETFs on currencies. You can add to them, buy more. You can trade them bullish. You can trade them bearish. So this is, again, huge consolidation, building energy, anticipating it to go higher. They got a lot of things taken care of the past year and a half, their economy, to bring the value of their currency back up. British pound, the third largest currency in the US dollar. Here's the low, 2022. Here's the high, 2021. The pound also gaining strength, going up. Same thing with that bullish pin bar the prior week, but small trading range here. Big difference than the yen. Interesting. Australian dollar. Yep. This year was the low for the past 5 years. And this week made an all-time new high for the year, breaking out strong like bull. Amazing. Australian dollar making a big comeback. Strong weekly candle. Let's raise this. There we go. Canadian dollar, neighbors to the north. Yep, this year was the low. This week, lower high, lower low. Building lots of energy here. This is a consolidation in this key level, this green zone. So again, this was a consolidation here, breakout, consolidation, pullback, building energy, more likely to continue going higher. Canadian dollar. Swiss franc, strong this year. Here's the bottom of the year. This big key demand zone, this green area. And look at this. Nice. Big, strong move up this week, too. Another safe haven currency, just like the Japanese yen. Mexican peso, new high for the year. So, one of the United States' largest trading partners. Again, Canada and Mexico, the two largest trading partners, United States. Mexican peso, new high for the year. Costs you more now for your imports from Mexico. Let's move this up. Chinese yuan, new low for the year here. So when this declines, because this is a Forex pair, when this declines lower, it's stronger for the Chinese yuan. So US dollar has declined against the Mexican peso and declined against the Chinese yuan, both making new highs against the US dollar. Interesting, right? And Bitcoin, green for the week, higher high, higher low, still below the highs of this year, but big strong move up into this supply zone. Be interesting how it's going to finish out next week. Thank you as always, spending just a little time with me. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching.